Today we're going to take another look at the 2024 recruiting class, and we're going to shine a spotlight on four-star quarterback prospect Colin Hurley, signed with the LSU Tigers. We're going to take a look at his highlights. We're going to take a look at the scouting report over at 24/7 Sports, but what you need to do right now is click that subscribe button because we're covering the 2024 recruiting class every single day, day by day, player by player, so you can get a better look at these recruits who are signing with your team. Click that button. Stop missing out. Well, let's take a look at Colin Hurley's 24/7 Sports player profile page. He's listed as a 4-star prospect in the rankings and a 4-star prospect in the composite. He was slated to come out for the 2025 recruiting class, but he is now in the 2024 class. He's 16 years old. He is a younger prospect, but already we're at 6 foot 213. He signed on National Signing Day with the LSU Tigers, and everybody wanted this guy. 25 offers. We got LSU, Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, and many other Power 5 programs. Getting down here to the scouting report, he was doing good things at the Elite 11, and then reading this off real quick as they got him projected as a Power 5 quarterback. A quarterback protege of Shorts that has flashed some arm talent over the years on both Friday nights and in the camp circuit. Owns a stocky frame, having measured roughly 6 foot, 210 pounds in April of 2022. Could be a little taller by now. Got varsity snaps as an 8th grader at a storied Jacksonville Trinity Christian program and ended up leading school to a Florida 2A state title as a freshman. That sounds pretty good to me. That's why he's coming out early. Pretty mechanically sound for a youngster, as he has cultivated a quick release and found ways to generate plenty of velocity through his torso because he's younger and he's got to build that up. And it looks like he's doing that, and he's getting put on notice. Has operated primarily out of a single back spread attack that likes to move him around, and shown that he can extend plays as he goes through his first and second and third progressions. Athletic background reclassified from the 2025 class to the 2024 class. Posted a 9-4 record, leading the Trinity Christian Academy to semifinals. That's in 2023, just last year. Last year he threw 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 2,200 yards, completing 56.5% of his passes, 177 yards on the ground, and 5 rushing touchdowns. And we're locked into LSU. He was heavily invested with the LSU Tigers. Visited in 2022, committed in 2022. We signed in 2023. Nobody else is on that timeline over that span. He was an LSU Tiger off the rip. And we got good numbers. As a freshman, 2,100 yards. Sophomore, 1,500. Last year, 2,200. We're also getting a little bit of rushing production here in 2023. That being said, 4-star prospect by 24/7 Sports. 4-star prospect down the line, and he's a younger guy. They're probably scared to anoint him up even further because he is younger. He's got some room to grow here because he's younger. On3 has him ranked as the 21st best quarterback. They also got him ranked as the 21st best quarterback in their industry rankings. 24/7 Sports is up with them at 22. Rivals is at 20. ESPN is at 14. We're looking at a young prospect here who has a ton of upside. So we're going to take a look at the highlights. There's even more out there. He has a long tape. If you like what you see and you want to see more, let me know in the comments below, and I'll do another video on him. But we're going to look at 8 minutes and 11 seconds of his highlights right now of Colin Hurley. And we're seeing him take off. We're seeing some speed. We're seeing some burst here. He can be a dual threat. He definitely could. Definitely could. That's definitely in the cards. But considering from what we're looking at from his rushing production, this guy's going to be slinging it. This guy is going to be putting that ball in some tight windows. He does have some... he is sturdy built. He's sturdy. Steps back. Looks. Ball comes out pretty easy. Right out in front of the wide receiver too. So if that was like in the middle of the field or even at the back of the field or however you want to call that, that guy's gone because he put it in the right spot. Bam. The ball comes out quick and good. His motion is effortless. Like the way he throws the ball. Like a natural throw of the football. Look at it. Steps up. Eyes downfield. Ball in the air. Gets it to his guy. That's him under duress. Held composure real good. Steps back. Saw him read a little bit. He's good. He's good. Need to pay attention to his mechanics a little bit more, but everything looks easy and effortless when it comes. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. And that arm's going to get stronger. That's the thing to note. The upside is immense because of how young he is. We're moving back there. Eyes are downfield. He wants to throw it, but nothing was there, so he's going to take off. His eyes stayed downfield. That's a huge trait because he's not going to take off and run with it. He's going to be patient. And if he's patient with that, he's also patient with other things in the pocket. Ball downfield, out in front of the wide receiver. I think it might be underranked. You got to bake in that young age with what we're seeing here because I see room for growth. Like, I see more upside. Look at that. Different angle on the throw. You know what? We've covered all these quarterbacks. We have not seen much of that in this class. Moving up the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield and hitting his guy. Climbing the pocket, under duress. Eyes are downfield. He could have took off with that if he really wanted to. I have to look again, see where everybody was lined up at, but he showed you that on like the first play. Now we're rolling out. He's good between the ears. He's just natural at it. He's ahead of schedule big time compared to other quarterbacks too. He's moving. There he goes. There he goes. And they're going to give him some time to develop. Moving out of the pocket into the end zone. Into the end zone. Colin Hurley getting it done. We're going to pay attention to him throughout his career. It's thick. Steps up. The one thing is he transitioned quickly to the high school level like that. Pretty much a middle schooler. And was productive. Led his team. And then we're transitioning over to the college level. That means this kid has the ability to go from one level to the next level and just make that switch like that. We might see that here at LSU. Granted, they're going to give him some time to develop and season under their system because they got other players. It's a competitive Power 5 program. But he's going to turn some heads when he gets there because that's what he's always done. And I get it. These top-tier quarterbacks are going to get that. When we get back to the rankings, I see him again. We're going to cover this guy again. We're going to cover him a couple times this offseason. You're going to need to pay attention to this guy. The ball's going where it needs to be. He's got a thick frame. Eyes downfield. And he's probably a little taller than what he's got listed. They got him listed at 6 foot. That was in 2022. It's 2024 now. He's probably a little bit taller. Probably a little thicker too. He moves well. Slings it. Talking about his arm, you got to adjust that for age. And adjusting that for age, that's a good arm. It's effortless. It's on point. Sure, there's other quarterbacks in this class who have stronger arms, but that's not everything. But it's way more than strong enough, and it's going to get stronger. He's got a thick base. Uses torso well through the throw. Throws right through it. Throws on the run good. Like, I just like that. Look at him go. He can move. He's got good short area quickness. Oh, the camera guy got confused there or something. He gets it downfield. His arm's strong for everything said. And then look at him run through dudes. I think we got a hidden gem. I think he's kind of underrated or underranked. But if you're not adjusting for the age and the upside, but considering all these other college programs, Ohio State everybody was looking at him. He was locked into LSU. But he's going. He's moving. He can extend the play. He can be a little bit of a dual threat. We've seen that. Look at him put the ball where it needs to be. Look at that anticipation. Really good between the ears. Steps back, gets out quick. Nice. When we're seeing him throw it, we're seeing him throw some lasers. We're seeing him throw it downfield. We're seeing him work through the pocket. We're seeing him exhibit anticipation downfield with his wide receivers. We're seeing hold mechanics on a lot of these throws, or most of them, all of them, downfield. A lot of times I'm talking and I'm reacting, so I may miss a little nuance here and there. That's why I say almost. But for the most part, like all the way through it, downfield, laser, good. He's got a strong arm. Arm's good. You're not really going to see many guys with weak arms at the top of a class. It's just everything's got to be put together, and then you got it right in front of the wide receiver. Yards after the catch is a quarterback stat. And you have to put that ball in the place where that wide receiver and get yards after the catch. It's also a wide receiver stat. But if you're throwing it behind your wide receivers, they ain't going to get much yak. That being said, multiple plays we've seen it right in front of that wide receiver downfield. Again into the sideline to where that DB can't close the gap on that. Placement. I like his ball placement. I think that's the biggest key about him. And then him, working up the pocket, keeping those eyes downfield. That's why he hasn't rushed for that many yards, because he's a thrower. He keeps his eyes downfield. He's patient. Watch him. Boom. Waits for stuff to materialize in front of the wide receiver where the DB can't close the gap. Ball placement with all the stuff he had to do in the pocket. Let's see where that ball is. It's a little bit behind him, but you're not going to get them all. But still, where that wide receiver can get it. Like he had to come back for it or anything. This is a good quarterback prospect. This is a very good quarterback prospect. And I get the recruiting sites. They got to look at these players for what they are now and compare them all together. But considering he's a younger quarterback who was supposed to be in the 2025 class, now in the 2024 class, he's a younger prospect. That could go two ways. He's coming in too young, and that he could get cycled through. Or if you look at it how I'm looking at it, we're looking at the tape. We're seeing a lot of good intangibles. Him throwing it downfield with accuracy. Great ball placement. Amazing in the pocket, because when it breaks down, he keeps his eyes downfield. He's not looking to run. He could have ran on a lot of those. He could have. He stays patient. He's patient there. He's patient in the pocket. He allows things to get open. And he trusts his mechanics, because you got to be patient. And his mechanics, him throwing the football, it's effortless. He can throw it downfield with air under it. He can throw it as a laser. It's all with good placement. He's got good timing. He can also rip it out real quick. He can have a drop back. He can be in the pocket for a bit. He can scan it. He's got good progressions. You see him progressing throughout his reads. We see all this. He's a younger prospect. I feel like, considering if you're ranking these players with also upside intended, I think he's a little bit underranked. Granted, we haven't went through all the quarterbacks yet. I had to jump to him because I noticed him, and I wanted to share that. And I wanted to share this with you because I'm a sharer of information, and I feel like if I had to rank him, minimally 15-ish to 10-ish, somewhere in that range, and we're looking at other quarterbacks that are ranked ahead of him, and maybe pedigree-wise and all the other things said and done, maybe opportunities, maybe in a better light. But when I look at the upside of a young player here that's showing great intangibles, who was able to transition to the high school level at a young age instantly, I see a quarterback here that has tremendous upside, and I want to bet on the upside more often than not, because that's what's going to win you championships if it hits. And I see that there. I think this is a very good quarterback prospect. I think the recruiting scene is too low on him. They feel like they're probably kind of high on him, but I feel like they're still a little bit too low on him. Let me know what you think about Colin Hurley in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.